how are we going to, as a parents of teens, how are we going to do? Or as people come with the issues in parenting, especially with teens, how are we going to help, right? So that is the primary question here. How are we going to help? First of all, remember the 4 rules of communication. This we already discussed, right? Be honest, and that you don't separate yourself from other person, right? Be honest in your. That means you don't lie. You speak the truth, right? That's the first thing. To the teens, tell them the truth. And so what we want the children also to do is to speak what is right. Number B, keep current so the devil doesn't get a foothold in your lives, right? This is of course connected to wives, and you don't keep your anger for a long time because of the devil. Yes. So same thing is applied to every communication, right? Always, every day, be current, right? Don't keep your children away from communication for a long time. Or children is upset, you are upset, I'm not talking. No, you should talk. You should talk to your teens, right? So this is the second principle, put on bitterness. Solve today's problem today. Don't keep it for tomorrow, right? And remember that God's mercy is new every morning, right? So solve today's problem today itself, not for tomorrow. Put on quick resolution. That is what you need to do. Third, attack the problem, not the person, or else the Holy Spirit will be grieved. You don't attack the person, right? We already spent a good amount of time. What does that mean, right? You don't remember, bring the things in the past. Deal the problems that you have today, right? Put off words that tear down and attack your teen, right? Any words that is going to tear it down, your teens, you need to put it off. You need to put on the constructive words. Put on words that build up the teen and attack the problem, right? So you need to be very careful. Even, what are the words that I should be using? What are the words that I should be using in actually building up my teen? Or D, forgiveness, or forgive instead of reacting as Jesus has forgiven, right? So put off communication that is a reaction. Any time, if you are reactionary, you are sinful. Don't be reactionary. Number 2, put on communication that acts correctly. Don't vent your anger, right? It's not that your children are not the place to vent your anger. Keep in mind that conflict occurs when each person reacts. So these 4 basic rules of communication that we already discussed, that's the reason I'm not spending time in that, is to be remembered well here in this place, right? With the teenagers, right? Number 1, be honest, be current, attack the problem, not the person, forgiveness, forgive instead of reacting. Now let's look at communicating with the teenagers. Does the Bible address teenagers? Does the Bible address teenagers? I think yes. Proverb is of particular value in understanding and helping those who are on the brink of becoming adults. Yeah? Proverb is a good treasure. It clearly addresses teens, youngsters. And remember, this is the age when you need to do the most conversing with your children. The time that you should talk more is today, when they are teenagers, not when after they have grown up. Right? Proverbs, a fatherly address to the young man who is simple and inexperienced. You look at all these verses. It clearly says how you should be communicating. Father talked to the teen daily basis. On a day, every day, fathers should talk. What is the intended purpose of proverb? Okay, why proverb was written? For just if you look at it simply, these are the things to provide practical knowledge, that is wisdom and understanding, that provides skill for daily living, right? Practical knowledge is skill for daily living. That is one of the purposes of Proverbs. Second purpose of proverb is what? To give an ethical construct. What is righteousness? What is justice? What is fairness? Dependent on the external source. Understanding, dealing with the people with the justice and fairness, righteous in a righteous way. Third, if you wanted to know, Proverbs says to gain discretion, right? Look at that word, discretion. In your discretion, what does it mean? The ability to distinguish between right and wrong. Ability to distinguish between right and wrong. So that is, proverb provides that ability. To become characterized by prudent, right? Wise, careful reasoning. A person who is able to reason carefully is what? Prudent. He's a prudent, right? We often say he's a prudent. Fifth, to have fear of God. That's a big theme in proverb. This is the first and foundational controlling principle of knowledge and wisdom. Yeah. Any believer who has got knowledge and wisdom, they will fear God. They will fear God. Fear God is the opposite of the fool. That means fool doesn't fear God. Fool is rebellious. And that's the problem with our teenagers oftentimes, right? So what is the fear of God? It can be like awe, utterly amazed, awesome, awe, apprehension, careful not to offend, judgment, appreciation, thankfulness for mercy, grace, and love. So maybe these are the terms. Awe, apprehension, appreciation is the word that can be used to explain fear of God. Fear of God. All right. So we looked at the intention of proverb. Now let's go to take that what we have learned. Let's look at the teenagers. Key issues for conversations with the teenagers. What are the key issues? First issue is the identity, right? We call identity crisis for the teenagers. Question is, who am I? Who are you? As an individual, teenager is asking all the time to himself or to herself, who am I? What do they desire? Adolescents are what they desire. You talk to every teenager. See, this is the way God built human being. Right? Teenagers wants to be adults. But the problem is their desires will pull their heart. It will be noticeable. Their desires are going to pull their heart. Yeah, sometimes people say, lips will lie, but lives won't. Right? Their life will tell the reality. So, if you can understand, what do they desire? What do a teenager desire? They will say, no, I don't do this, I don't do that. But understand, if they want the first column, they must listen to their father's instruction and guard their hearts, right? Yes. The first thing is to deal with the heart. Every teenager, any teenager, we want to raise the good teenagers to the adolescents, guard their heart. Speak to the heart. Here, of course, I don't have a column, but at least if you put these things into a column, there is wise and righteous heart or wicked heart. Yeah, wise and righteous heart or a wicked heart. And humble learner or arrogant, know-it-all kind of person. What we want, a wise teenager, a righteous teenager, a humble learner. So, yes, we want them to be in the first column here, right here, this one, right? We want them to be in this first column. What do they want people to think of them? Right? Second, when you talk to them, when you address, ask them, what do people want to think of you? Are you looking for a good reputation? Usually teenagers go with emotions, right? That's a problem. They don't, many teenagers, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care about the reputation. They don't care what others think. Modern day teenagers are like that. They don't care, that carelessness. So who are you? Who want you to be in the future? And if they are praiseworthy, others will give it, right? If teenagers are good, they do well in their life, everyone will say you do a good job, right? So you need to ask the question, what do you want to become? Who are you after 10 years, 20 years? What do you want to be? What kind of person you want to be? Before God, what kind of person you should be? Before other people, what kind of person you want to be? What is going to be your identity as you grow up? Is the question that we have to address. Identity. All right. So address the first issue, the issue of identity. Second is friendship. Friendship. Who do you hang with? Not only who you are, who are you, who do you hang with? Second is to be addressed. What is a set of values that characterize the companions the adolescent is choosing to hang with? Yeah. The question is, okay, what is the friendship? What kind of people you wanted to hang with? What kind of people you want to hang with in the future? What kind of paths his or her friends are following? What kind of friends they are has to be addressed. You need to train and teach your teenagers to choose right kind of friends. Are they hanging with the people prone to fly off the handle? Like, let me, my daughter came to me and said one day, we would simply sitting and talking. And she came to me and said, one of their friends, and their friends means their classmates, not really close friends, a daughter of a pastor. She says, when I grow up, when I am 17, 18, that's what she said, when I'm 18, once I cross 18, the first thing I want to do is to go to a pub and drink. Go to a pub and drink. It's happened in Delhi, right? And because she's a daughter of a pastor. And look at what she's aiming, what she's trying to do. Are they hanging with the people who are disciplined, or are they pleasure seekers? What kind of friends? Are they hanging with the drunkards, gluttons, or lazy people, or hardworking people? Do they choose to hang with the people who are willing to correct their behavior, or rebellious people? Somebody asked to my daughter, will your dad punish you now? These days, will your dad punish? My daughter said yes. He will punish. They were surprised. They were surprised to hear. Her friends were surprised to hear that I still discipline my children. Because they said, no, my parents don't do that. So point number B is friendship. Point number C is sexual thoughts, behavior. Friends, I mean, we wanted to be in a safe cocoon where maybe we want to close our eyes and say, my daughters, my son will not do that. They will not go like that. They will not be like that. We don't want our children to be like that for sure. For absolutely sure. We don't want our children to be like that. But what about their sexual thoughts and behavior? How far they will go? You will never know. You will never know. Do they want to be sexually involved, although not married? Do they privately enjoy sex? Yeah. You know what? Delayed gratification must be taught to toddlers. The little one, the moment they cry, I want this, I want the chocolate, I want that. What do? You don't buy it, right? That's a delayed gratification. Never fulfill the desire of your children when they nag and they cry. They do all kinds of things, and that is the time you are fulfilling their desires. Then you are a bad parent. You are a bad parent if you are a toy in the hands of your child. Not good. So delayed gratification, right? Teaching and training your children about some of the sexual thoughts and behavior. Do they know the tangible consequences of adultery? They should, you should teach. Which do they focus on in the girls they're interested in? What do they focus? Let's look at the column here. What is the focus? Proverbs chapter 11, verse 22, and Proverbs chapter 31, verse 30. Let's look at this couple of verses here. Maybe that will provide a little more clarity on what we are talking here. Turn your Bibles to Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 22. Can one of you please read? 11:22.
Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman without discretion.
Yes. Like as a ring of gold in a pig's snout. pigs now. So is a beautiful woman who lacks discretion. Let's go to Proverbs 31:30. 31:30.
Charm, charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised.
Yes. Charm is deceptive. Beauty is fleeting. The woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. So let's look at. If you look at this, if you put this two columns, yes, external beauty is contrasted with the fear of the Lord. Should we focus on the external beauty or internal beauty? In this, the youngsters often, I know that is what they look. I know people, I have told many people, right? Before you get married, look the character, not the external beauty. Look at the character. External beauty is not that important. I'm not saying it is wrong to have external beauty, but look at the character. That is more important, right? A beautiful woman is one with a good character. Instead of charm and flattery, Proverbs says, yes, charm is deceitful, beauty is vain, right? Wisdom, discretion, fear of the Lord, these are the main things. Fear of the Lord, wisdom, discretion, contrasted with external beauty, charm, and flattery. So, friends, here, as we talk about teens, yes, number one, I said, address the issue of identity. Second, address the issue of friendship. Third, address the issue of sexual thoughts. Fourth, right? Fourth issue, when you talk to the teenagers, good decision making. Very important. How will you know how to choose? How will you know how to choose? Are they open to receive counsel from others who know them? Yeah. Many, you talk to the teenagers, they are unwilling to talk to the elders. They are so happy to talk to the teenagers. They are not happy to talk to the elders, because they're unwilling usually. We need to encourage them. Wise teenagers wanted to talk to the elders. Do they think about consequences of their actions? Yeah, if you don't study, what is going to happen? If you choose wrong path, what is going to happen? Do they think before they act? Do they think before they act? Or are they always emotional? Anything happen, tears are falling down. Emotional, always emotional. Do they think before they act? Do they consider what the Lord wants anytime in their life? Yeah, choosing a partner. What kind of partner to be chosen? Do they know what the Lord wants? Whose authority do they submit to? When they are at home, they have to submit to parents. When they're outside, what are the authorities they should submit to? When they get married, what is this authority structure? Those things have to be discussed. Are they willing to accept God's sovereignty? That whatever comes is from the Lord? Or they wanted to be rebellious? 7, do they know how to plan well? Plan well. Plan for the future from the instill in your child to have to plan from the beginning itself for a future. You need to teach them. Are they willing to diligent to put in a hard work? Are they ready to work hard? Are they diligent to practice self-control? What is what? Self-control. I like it, but I'm not going to get it. I love restaurant food, but today I'm not going to get it. I love that type of clothing. I'm not going to get it. I love many things. I'm not going to get it. Right? Self-control. Control in the words, thoughts, actions. Self-control. 10. Do they make decisions that show they honor their parents? Or always selfishness, self-seeking desires? What do they show? Do they ever show actions that will honor their parents? These are the questions to be addressed. So all these verses are to be open to them. Open to them, that they will learn. All right? Okay, I think I will close it here. Key issues for conversation with the teenagers. A number of issues: identity, friendship, sexual thoughts, decision making. These are the issues to talk to the children, right? Discuss with them. And once children learn and understand right and wrong, you almost 1